Hey friends, how are ya? I'm Vince Dalmani. Today we're going to be doing a brand new episode of Ask the Skinny Guy Savior. Are you guys ready? Okay, so whatever, just leave that in there. Okay, so what's up everyone? You guys know I'm taking questions right off my Facebook fan page, and I'm going to do 5 questions today, 60 seconds or less. And we're moving into a new topic this next batch. We're talking about guys, we're going to help guys who are on a quest to get a 6-pack. So guys who really want to start seeing their abdominal region become more relevant. That just sounded dumb, but it doesn't matter. Leave that in there. Okay, so, so the first question goes to Miguel. Miguel says, I'm 40 years old. I have an average body, but my lower belly sucks. So my question is, how can I get rid of my belly? Thanks, buddy. So much you can do. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna just give you a couple things. I highly recommend you start eating a meat and nuts breakfast. The meat and nuts breakfast is the most powerful breakfast to help stabilize your hormones, to help dictate your neurotransmitters for the day, the neurotransmitters that are gonna help you stay focused and not cause you to have an energy crash. I'm gonna post a link for you below, Miguel, but the first thing I want you to start doing is to start eating a breakfast that consists of meat and nuts and a bit of vegetables, 0 carbs. You don't need carbs for breakfast anymore. That's the first thing I want you to start doing to get rid of your belly. I helped a guy recently lose a whole bunch of weight with that one tip. I forgot that I gave the guy the tip because I give advice so often, just different settings. And he came back and goes, Vince, ever since you told me to start eating the meat and nuts breakfast, I lost 30 pounds. I'm like, you kidding me? And he's like, no, man, I feel amazing. I need something next. So that's all you need to start doing. Meat and nuts breakfast. I'll post an article for you to read more about it below on why it works. Next question goes to Wesley Bogard. Wesley says, hey Vince, I'm 13 and trying to get rid of my belly fat. I'm dieting and I wrestle, but it's not coming off. Can you help? Okay, so Wesley, first off, wrestling is an amazing sport. I'm glad you're involved. I used to wrestle, by the way, when I was in early high school and grade 7, grade 8. So I probably was about your age. So I used to be a wrestler when I was your age. And the thing is to just be consistent with your wrestling. I'll give you one tip in terms of nutrition. Just try and avoid what's known as junk food. It's a simple concept, but just kind of be a little more conscientious about the foods you're eating. The foods you kind of want to eat are primarily foods that you find on the perimeter of the grocery store, especially on days that you have wrestling practice or a wrestling tournament. So, different kinds of animal proteins, fruits and vegetables and whole grains, like oatmeal and whole grain breads, things like that are going to be healthy for you. And remember, you're doing a tough sport, so you need energy. So don't be afraid of those whole grain breads. Those will help you out a lot. I'll be honest, Wesley, just continue wrestling. That weight will come off. Wrestling is an awesome sport for leaning up. Next question goes to Minas. Minas says, hey Vince, I know that your opinion is to focus on one thing at a time, but if someone wants to build muscle and burn fat at the same time, what do you recommend? Circling calories, eat the most of your carbs after a workout until 8 p.m. and doing interval 3 to 4 times a week along with weight training. Keep up the good work. Bro, you're getting way too complex and lost in the details, man. This is the problem. This is why I tell you to focus. You've just ignored my advice and you've just got lost in the minutia. You just created a complex conversation for me and for yourself because you're not doing what I'm trying to get you to avoid in the first place. Complexity. Get focused, bro. What do you want to do first? Build muscle or lose fat? Pick one. You can't chase 2 rabbits at once or else you're going to lose them both. Break your goals up into phases, my friend. Get focused. What do you want more right now? I'll be honest, when most guys ask me this question, if you have to ask me this question, it probably means you need to lose fat. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to say focus on losing the fat. Get down to a good 10-11% body fat where you're feeling good. And then transition into some hypertrophy protocols and we'll start scaling your calories up. Next question goes to Michael Rigioli. He says, hey Vince, I'm 6'1", I'm 175 pounds, about 18% body fat, and this is a great way to start off the question, by the way. I like that because everybody now listening is like, okay, that's me, or okay, how's he gonna help this guy? This is great when you guys ask questions to give me just those simple three things. That helps me a lot. I'm about 18% body fat. I'm having a hard time shedding more off. Should I just start focusing on muscle gains, or should I keep on working on the fat loss? You got to keep working on the fat loss, bro. You're 18% body fat. You know, what are you going to look like when you start bulking and you start adding 4 more pounds of fat each month? You're going to be up to 24% body fat before you know. So no, you need to get focused on losing fat. I want you to make a commitment to yourself, Michael, to come down to 10% body fat. That's 8%. That's 8% you've got to lose. That's your job. That is your job, to lose 8% body fat. Start off with the meat and nuts breakfast. Make sure you're doing that. And look at the fundamentals. A lot of you guys are on YouTube and you're listening to these guys. I call them armchair experts. I think Greg Plitt calls them keyboard rangers. I think that's the funniest name I've ever heard. I burst out laughing when I heard him say that. But you guys are getting caught up in all these complex conversations. You're getting lost in all this minutia that you don't even have the basics. You're not even preparing your meals the night before. You don't even have a regular meal cadence of every 3 to 4 hours, because you're like, oh, it doesn't matter, meal frequency. It does matter. Meal frequency does matter. Meal cadence does matter. That's why you haven't made progress, because you're trying to ignore the basics, the fundamentals, the things that the pros have mastered, years and years ago. So if you don't have those basic skills, you're going to get lost. So ask yourself, am I going to bed at 10 or 11 every night? Do I have my meals prepared for the next day? Am I able to stay anabolic? Am I able to feed my muscles? Am I getting the foods that I need to achieve my goals? Most of this stuff is all mental. A lot of this stuff is just character stuff. A lot of this stuff is just discipline and desire and dedication and determination. A lot of this stuff is all just that. The details are easy. So get focused, bro. You can do this. Next question goes to Rober McGrath. He says, hey Vince, I've been at the gym for 1 year, 4 months. I weigh 88 kilos and I'm 1.76 meters. I'm 18% body fat. I want to cut for the first time, but you think I'm ready for cutting, or should I still bulk? I'm not happy with my size, so I'm going to bulk again later, but I don't know if I should cut now or until I'm 100% happy with my size. Please help, because I'm thinking about, okay, you need a cut. You're 18% body fat. You're fat. No offense, but medically you're almost fat. 18% body fat is not lean. You guys have no business being 18% body fat. If you're following my advice, get freaking lean. I mean, don't let your body fat hover more than 10, 12%. There's no reason for it. And if you're dedicated to your goals, if you're serious, you should be able to maintain 10, 12% body fat all year round. And you can grow when you're that lean. You guys, come on, guys. I want you guys to get serious about this. I want you to get mad about this. I want you to look at yourself and say, this is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. 18% body fat is not acceptable. I do not accept this in my life. And I want you guys to set a plan in place with a deadline to come down to 10% body fat. And once you do, then let's talk about bulking. But I don't even want you to even dream or even think or even read an article about bulking or gaining muscle until you're shredded. Until you're 10% at least. Got it? Good. My wife just yelled downstairs. I don't know if you could hear her. She goes, I don't know if you should tell people they're fat. 18% body fat isn't medically obese, but once you start getting into the 20s. But hey, I'm not here to sugarcoat the truth. I mean, I've been 18% body fat, my friend, so I've called myself fat, so don't take it. That's probably exactly what he does need to hear. Don't worry, they're not females, Flav. They're guys. They can take it. I would never say that to a female. Trust me. All right, let's move on. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's good enough. 5 questions. Next episode, we'll knock out some more 6-pack questions. If you're loving the show as much as I am, make sure you subscribe to it, because we're just going to keep firing it up, all right? Having a great time right now. And if you enjoy that, like it up. Share it with your friends. Post this on YouTube, and let them know who answered your question. We'll talk to you guys soon.